My name is Alex. I have a special job. It's not easy, but it matters to me. I work at Hope Hospital. It's a big place. I'm not a doctor or a nurse. My title is the listener. I'm a friend to the patients. My friends here are very sick. They have a serious illness people call cancer. My job is to sit with them in their rooms and listen. I hear their stories every day. At first, the job was hard. I was afraid. The sadness scared me. I didn't know what to say. The rooms were quiet and heavy. I felt out of place. I thought about quitting many times. Then I met an old man named Mr. Arthur. He was in a small, tidy room with a big window. I walked in slowly and said, "Hello, Mr. Arthur." I didn't know what else to say. I just stood there. Mr. Arthur gave me a small smile. He didn't want to talk about his sickness. He wanted to talk about fishing. He told me amazing stories about huge fish and the bright blue waters of Lake Serenity. I just sat and listened. That was my first lesson. I didn't need to talk much. My job was to listen well. That day with Mr. Arthur changed me. I decided not to quit. I came back every day. I listened to his stories. We became good friends. Then I met Lily. She was a young woman in a quiet hallway. She was also very sick, but full of life. Her smile was bright, and her room was full of color. Lily was a painter. She painted flowers and sunshine, even from her hospital bed. One day she told me, "Alex, I have an illness. I may be sick, but I'm still a painter." Her words stayed with me. Lily taught me to find joy, not in yesterday or tomorrow, but in the small things today. After meeting Lily, I started to see the other patients differently. I saw a gardener, a teacher, a mother, not just a sick person. We talked, we laughed. Lily painted and I watched. I learned so much from her about life. Then, one quiet day, I went to visit Mr. Arthur. He looked weaker, too tired to talk about fishing. The room was silent. I just sat by his bed and held his hand. There were no more stories. A few days later, a nurse gave me the sad news. Mr. Arthur had passed away. He was gone. My first friend here was gone. I felt deeply sad. I felt like I had failed him. I didn't help him. I couldn't make him better. I felt lost. But the nurse, a kind woman, saw my face and said, "You didn't fail him, Alex. You were his friend. You gave him good days. You listened. That was a beautiful gift." My next patient was a big challenge. A teenage boy named Ethan. He was very sick and very angry. He never wanted to talk. When I came in, he'd turn his face to the wall and say, "Go away." But I didn't. I came back every day. I brought a book and sat in the corner quietly. I didn't try to talk. I just wanted him to see that I wasn't afraid of his anger. For days he said nothing. The room stayed silent, but I stayed patient. Then one day he surprised me. "What's that book about?" he asked. We started talking, not about illness or the hospital, but about comic books and video games. Slowly, a friendship began. He started to open up. He told me about his school, his friends. Then, good news came. His treatment was working. The doctors were hopeful. Ethan began to smile again, really smile. He even told me a joke. The angry boy was gone. My new friend had taken his place. He started talking about his future. He wanted to go to art school and become a graphic artist. Hope is powerful. I saw it in his eyes every day, like a bright light in a dark place. The hospital was my job, but I had a life outside it. 1 month, things weren't good at home. I had a big argument with my brother about money. We were both upset. I didn't want to speak to him. The stress felt heavy. I wanted to stay mad, but at work I kept thinking of Lily and her bright paintings. I thought of Ethan fighting so hard to heal. I remembered Mr. Arthur and his fishing stories. Their problems were huge, about life and death. Mine was small, just money. They faced their struggles with courage. They found joy and hope in the hardest times. I felt ashamed of my anger. I realized I had learned so much from the patients. I needed to be strong and kind, just like them. That evening, I picked up the phone. I called my brother. I said I was sorry. He said he was sorry too. We talked for a long time. Our problem wasn't so big after all. My patients helped me make that call. After that, our bond grew stronger. We listened to each other more. That's when I truly understood my job wasn't just a job. The hospital was my school. The patients were my teachers. They showed me how to live better. They taught me that what matters most isn't money, it's love. A few months later, a joyful day came. Ethan was well enough to go home. He was strong again. His family cried and laughed at the same time. Their joy filled the room. The room was full of complete joy. Before he left, Ethan gave me a special gift, a drawing he made. It was a picture of him and me playing cards. I put his drawing up on the wall in my small office. I look at it every day. It reminds me of Ethan and of hope. He said, "Thank you, Alex. Thank you for just sitting with me." We shook hands. He was no longer a boy. He was a strong young man. A few weeks later, a new volunteer started at the hospital. He was a young man. He looked scared, just like I did on my very first day. He didn't know what to say or do. He stood in the quiet hallway, looking very lost and a little helpless. I remembered my own fear. I remembered Mr. Arthur and his fishing stories. I knew I could help this new person. So I walked over to him. I smiled a warm smile. I said, "My name is Alex. It's hard at first. I can show you. He looked so relieved to hear my words. I told him the most important rule of his special job. Your job is not to talk so much. Your job is to listen with your heart. He nodded. I was now the teacher. I was passing on the lessons my wonderful patients had taught me over the years. I'm not scared of this place anymore. The white walls are not sad to me now. They are full of stories, stories of fear and of great hope, stories of pain and of powerful love. My life is here.